guys, welcome to ClubCast with your fortnightly update on all things club cricket in Auckland. We've had 3 rounds of competition now across both Jeff Crow, Headley House and Tom Hallaby, so we thought we'd start with our first episode going through some of those top scores for the first bit of the season and opening with actually the best individual performance across those 3 rounds. And the performance we picked out is from East Coast Bays, Andy Lane, who had both an excellent round with the bat and ball. First up, he took 3 for 25 for East Coast Bays, and then coming out with a bat at a pretty important time for his side. He managed to notch his first century for the club, finishing on 106, and a pretty vital knock for East Coast Bays in the first round of the Headley House. And moving on from strictly just individual performances of the round, we're going to run you through some of the top scores and top figures from those first 3 rounds. And firstly, leading off, we've got some of the top batting performances here. Yep,
and there's been some big tons and some really good efforts. Week 2 of the Jeff Crow Cup, we saw the high score of the season so far from Glenn Phillips, one of the Mondial Aces players, with 154 for Howard Pakaranga. Top effort when the boys were on artificials early in the season. But we've also had a couple of outstanding performances on debut, actually, that Ben's going to tell us a bit more about.
That's right, Ian. So actually we had 2 standout performances really from the very first round on artificials of the season, the Jeff Crow Cup. First one coming from Grafton's Nick Hendry, who made 121 against North Shore down at Vic Park. Very impressive knock, his first ton for the club on debut as well, so pretty impressive stuff there. The other one came in that first round from University's import player for the season, Tom Wells, and he racked up 112 for University against Birkenhead in that first round, so pretty impressive stuff. But it hasn't been all on the batting side. We've had some pretty good efforts with the ball as well, and another first rounder here, this time from Cornwall's Freddie Clausen. He took 6 for 18 in that first round against Ellerslie, and then you've got a couple more good figures.
Yeah, it's been good to see the bowlers getting amongst the wickets, and it's been a bit of up and down in terms of bat versus ball, but University Jeet had a great weekend just gone, 6 for 20 for his University side against Papatoe, and also Parnell skipper Dave Goddard picking up 5 for 22 versus East Coast Bay. So another couple of great performances there. Parnell also been amongst the runs. They've got the highest score of the season so far, 314 for 5. So we're hoping that that's going to be well and truly exceeded as the season goes on and we get a bit more sunshine and the pitches harden up, but we'll see how that goes. But we're got more cricket obviously coming up this weekend, some big clashes. We're going to focus on one of those. What's the one we're really looking forward to, Ben?
Well, we've been talking a bit about it, and one of the sort of obviously the highlights always is a good derby in club cricket, and there's nothing better than a good North Shore derby. And this week we've got Takapuna taking on Birkenhead. Both teams have had interesting starts this season in both 2-day and 1-day cricket, so they'll both be looking to get a bit of momentum. Obviously, always get one over the neighbour as well is always nice. And so that's the one we're looking at, Oneward Domain 2-day clash starting this Saturday. And now just looking, obviously we're forecasting head to this weekend, but looking a little bit further down the track, we're also going to make a bit of a prediction here for both the Headley House and the Tom Hallaby. We're both going to pick a winner for those competitions and then hold ourselves to that to the end of the competition and see how we've gone. And we will start with the Headley House. Ian, who are you seeing there?
Well, I'm going to make a bold call. We've had a whole round, so easily enough time to make a decision. But I'm going to back the newbies back up in the Headley House, Cornwall. They got promotion last year, and I'm picking that they might just keep on with that and actually, continue right on up and take the main prize this year. What's your call?
Well, you mentioned obviously you've seen a full 1 round of the competition so far, but I'm going to sort of extend that further, and I've been liking what I've seen from Parnell. They've put up, as you mentioned, highest score of any of the rounds so far in the Jeff Crow Cup, and I reckon they've got the chance to do it back to back. So I'm picking Parnell. You're
sticking safe, going with the incumbent.
No, fair enough. How they go.
Okay, so now we've got to do Tom Hallaby. Interesting, we've got a number of teams here that could be in contention. I'm going to make my pick, and I am going to say that North Shore, they've been unlucky. They've been picked a couple of times in the last few years, but I think this is their year. I think they're going to get up and finally make it back up into the top 8. So that's my pick. Ben, what are you going for?
And I think, again, as you say, pretty fiercely competitive this part of the league. And I think that actually, I spoke to some of the players from Waitaki earlier in the season, and they've got some pretty high hopes of pushing through to get into the big show, getting through the Headley House. So I think I'm going to say Waitaki.
Yeah. And we look forward to all your comments and no doubt disagreements with all of that we've said and predicted there. But we hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another version of ClubCast with heaps more info on Premier Cricket around Auckland. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys.